Today we have the 2025 Toyota Tundra TRD Rally package. This Rally package is based off the SR5, but much like the TRD Off-road, you get a lot of those off-road ready type features with a little nod to the Baja history from Toyota. The racing history, we've got these graphics on here in different areas and some off-road features, and we're gonna take a detailed look at the exterior, the interior, and go for a test drive. Let's get started. Now let's take a look at the exterior details for this 2025 TRD Rally package based off the SR5. I've got another video of the Tundra with the hybrid, higher trim, where I talk more about the different trim levels. This one's gonna focus in on this TRD Rally package. So this is an optional package, like I said, based off SR5. You still get LED headlights, LED daytime running lights as well. And overall, got the same footprint, same frame, everything from the regular Tundra. We get these decals, these tricolor decals. You're gonna get those in a few different areas on the Tundra. What do y'all think of the looks of this Tundra? You've got this turn signal built in right over there, little air vents built in here as well. And we even get these tricolor wheels too, these TRD 18-inch wheels. And you get all-terrain tires on here because this is more of an off-road oriented model. Now the paint on this one is work truck white. No, I'm just kidding. It's called ice cap white, but you can see more decals right here. And dimensionally, the Tundra is about 233.5 inches long. Ground clearance on this non-hybrid model, the gas engine, is 9.3 inches. And some unique features to the TRD package, or this TRD Rally package, is Bilstein shocks, skid plates, mud guards, and the Tundra comes standard with a multi-link rear suspension, and we even get a locking rear differential on this particular model as well. Gotta love that locking rear. Can always come in handy. We get these black dual exhaust tips for this TRD Rally package as well. There's a spare tire underneath of there. You got more decals back here, and you're all set up to tow as well. Now, taking a look at the truck bed, cool thing here, we have a camera and we have a light and an electronic tailgate. I am so old school with this. I would rather not have an electronic tailgate. Something that is a work function, I want to be mechanical, but it doesn't come standard on the Tundra. That's just something that you get. So you get that. Then we have this optional mat in here. Obviously, you don't have to have this. You can do a liner, but you've got this thick, it's like a horse stall mat almost, thick rubber mat. We've got the movable tie downs over here as well. And right here, 120 volt plug, LED lighting back here as well. You've got different spots where you can set up boards and shelves in different areas back here, even dividing, like a divider system back here. So it's a nice functional bed. You've got fixed tie downs, the movable tie downs, all LED bed lighting. You're all set to go back here. So what do y'all think? For an SR5 4x4 with this configuration, the max payload is just over 1,800 pounds. Now here's the Toyota key fob. Just like all the others, feels very plasticky, but these also feel durable. They're lightweight. They're pretty slim as well. I have a Toyota key fob myself, haven't had any problems with it. You can even open up the tailgate with it, just like you can a cargo area. So smart key is just on the front door handles right here. You still have an actual easy to access keyhole if you need it. Otherwise, you've got a sensor in the back. I had just locked it, so it's a little delayed. Push that button. A little delayed there too. Power folding mirrors, push that to lock it, sensor in the back to unlock it. Now let's take a look at these front seats. So with this TRD Rally model, we get soft text, and we also get the stitching, the colorful stitching that runs through. You even have that graphic in the middle of the seat, but these are comfortable seats. They've got kind of a mild bolster on the side, a little bit more on the bottom, but they are nice and soft and comfortable. The soft text material from Toyota always feels pretty nice and has a soft feel to it. We've got power adjustment, including two-way lumbar support, nothing out of the ordinary with that. You also get a leather wrapped steering wheel here, the TRD leather wrapped wheel, even the red center line, and it's a manual tilt and telescoping wheel. You also have a grab handle on both sides for easy access. Go ahead and push button start right there. Now, this model gives us 3-tier heated seats, no ventilated seats in here, no memory settings, no massage function in this particular model. If you want to move up, you can obviously move up and trim and get ventilated seats, things like that. But the steering wheel is nice and comfortable. You've got big buttons, easy to access and reach with your thumbs for cruise control, lane keeping system. We've got all the information display controls over here, volume controls, voice control, all of that is on there. So this model gives us a small display in the middle. I'm totally fine with this display. It gives you the information that you need. And obviously you can see in mixed driving, not very good miles per gallon. This is the non-hybrid model, but you've got a few different pages you can scroll through, just like some of the more recent and older Toyotas. Good amount of information available on here. So a lot of settings as well. You can get a larger display on upper trims right here. You can also get a head-up display, but not on this particular model. So over here, no rain sensing windshield wipers either. That's also available on other models. This one, you get a large screen though. Check this out. We get this optional larger screen instead of the 8-inch screen. This is a 14-inch screen. Above that, which is a great spot for a 12-volt power outlet in case you got a dash cam or even a little object you want to have charging. You've got a rubber mat right here. So I like that. But then we get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto built in on here. Don't mind this flicker. In fact, on the camera, it's doing that because, watch this, of the brightness. It doesn't do it in person, it is just on the camera. But the screen looks nice, it functions well, it's got Toyota's latest software, and everything is easy to operate. Go to Vehicle Customize, and there's several different settings that you can go through and customize, even how the sound is. You've got a nice 9-speaker audio system in here to top it off. So not much to complain about with this. We have dual zone climate control right down here. I like how we have larger buttons, larger toggles here as well for each side to have their own. Auto climate, volume knob, which kind of has like a nice texture around it. It's like soft. I don't know, it just feels nice. There's your media port with a regular USB charging port there to connect if you want to do wired CarPlay. Right under the start button, we have our trailer brake controller. Not the best like visibility, but you don't really need to see it. You know where it's at. Nothing else is going to get in the way. Down here, check it out. This view button is our 360 camera. We have a 360 camera on here. You can do the bird's eye view like that. If you're in gear, you can see it like this with the backup camera. This view, you can even toggle between different views on here as well. Even a bed camera. Check it out. Looks pretty awesome. Also traction control, hazards, the automatic or the electronic locking rear, your button to lower down your tailgate, brake hold right here, electronic parking brake, and our shifter has the same red stripe on it. It's a little loose in here. It's something that I kind of noticed. It just, you know, it's not like it's going out or anything, but it's just not like super firm, which just feels kind of weird. And it does shift over to the S mode sequential. You can manually shift from there. Not really a valid complaint, but just felt weird that it was a little bit wobbly. 4-wheel drive controls are right here. Now, one thing is missing. I wish we had a 4A, like a 4-wheel drive automatic. But Toyota is pretty stingy with that. We don't have that on here. And then over here you've got, so you can have this shifter control your drive mode, tow haul mode, multi-terrain select, downhill assist control, and crawl control. So right over here, one thing that we have is a big pad to where your phone can just kind of lean on there, or you can store items down here. This is like a textured rubber mat. You know, like Ram gives us like something that grips your phone. I believe Nissan's pickup also used to do that. But our phone just kind of sits up there, which is a little bit interesting, but it seems to stay in place. We've got 2 different height of cup holders right there. They've kept everything in place really well. We've got this tray, which you can slide forward and backwards. We also have this big tray kind of built into the top right here, and our cup holders back there, and a nice soft squishy armrest. So if we slide this out, we have easy access inside, or we can lift this whole thing up. We've got a couple of USB charging ports, a C and an A. This is all textured and lined, even a coin holder in there. So overall, nice useful space down here. Right over there, locking glove box, good to see. We also have a storage tray up here. This is not rubber lined like the rest of them, so things might slide around. Automatic dimming rearview mirror, garage controls up there, and then LED interior lights. And one of my favorite features that I hope they never get rid of is the power sliding rear window. Something about it, it's just nostalgic with Toyota and with the Tundra. And then sliding visors right here. Now taking a look at the back seat. So over here, we've got a nice soft armrest right here. And another nice thing is that you've got multiple bottle holders plus extra area to store some items. Even a little tiny tray right there to store something. There's a grab handle here in the back seat in the Crew Max is just fantastic. So sitting behind where I like to sit, I'm 5'9". That's where I comfortably have the seat when I'm driving. Got a ton of space. I mean, there's just buckets and buckets of space. Got that grab handle, like I said. You've got a hook right up here. In front, we've got a couple of cup holders right there, which is great. Little storage tray, 120 volt plug, nice to have. Then you've got a USB-A and USB-C charging port. Plus, we've got air conditioning vents on each side. Both sides also get map pockets as well. Tons and tons of legroom and a center folding armrest right there. That is nice. Good size cup holders too. Another great thing about large Crew Max models and Crew Cab models is you've got a 40-60 split seat. The 60 portion being on the driver's side. You've got this deep storage well under here. Those are little divider trays that you can pick up and get rid of. You can lift that one up, keep one down, one up if you want. The only con to this, obviously, is that you do not have a flat load floor at all like you get in some of the other pickups, which can be very nice. And even the middle has a good size hump. So there's really not a big flat space to store stuff, but you have at least under seat storage, which can be very nice to have. Now under the hood, nothing special here. There's no hybrid available on this particular model like you get with some of the higher trims, the Limited and up. So we've got the base, the standard 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. They call it the I-Force with 389 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot of torque, but that hybrid model based off this twin turbo gets over 100 pound-feet of torque more. And that thing is pretty punchy. We'll talk about how this is in the test drive. This is direct and port injected, which is great. And it comes with the optional TRD Performance air filter. It's right in front of you and it is washable. So that's an option that you can add on to the Tundra as well. Miles per gallon with this four-wheel drive model is 17 city, 22 highway, and 19 combined. And we get a 10-speed automatic transmission. And for the SR5 4x4, not exactly sure on the Rally package, but as it's equipped, configuration-wise, towing is a little over 11,000 pounds. All right, y'all, we are behind the wheel of this Tundra. And last time I drove a Tundra, it was the hybrid. This is the non-hybrid. There's definitely pros and cons to both. You know, this one feels more traditional, although this is still a turbocharged engine, so you get a little bit of that delay and a little bit of that early torque push that you get with turbos. I loved the 5.7 liter V8, even though it was super thirsty and not efficient at all, but I just love the feel of it. It was simple. You had like, what, a 6-speed automatic transmission. You've got 10 gears now in this, which is common. Ford's got 10 gears. GM's got 10 gears. Can't even remember what Ram's got, 8 maybe. Probably 12 nowadays. But still, it's just different. If you're coming from an older Toyota, it's going to be a completely different vehicle. But it is still nice to drive. It's a very comfortable vehicle. We've got a multi-link rear suspension, so that suspension alone I'm sure makes a big difference, but it's just soft, smooth riding, handles pretty well. One thing I'll note is that the off-road models, as usual with pickups, have a different ride and different handling characteristics to them. A little more wallowy side to side, a little more movement of the body as you'd expect. They're meant to go off-road, but very comfortable. I mean, it's an excellent daily driver, highway cruiser, while keeping everybody comfortable. They're very quiet as well. This does not have the laminated glass, but the other Tundras can have laminated glass, some of them, and that helps with wind noise. This is still a pretty quiet vehicle. I haven't had any complaints as far as that goes. One thing to note is that the windshield seems pretty narrow. It's almost like a Camaro looking out of here. And most of the time that's totally fine, but I mean, your visibility is maybe a little bit hindered in some aspects, but it's just kind of a personal preference thing if you like that or not, having a narrow windshield. I haven't measured other windshields, but it just seems and feels kind of narrow. Maybe it's the angle, I'm not sure. But we will put it in a couple different drive modes here. You've got good towing capability with the Tundra, decent payload as well, so you can still do all the work duties you need. You've got a locking rear differential, you've got different off-road drive modes in here, even crawl control from Toyota, help you go up some steep grades. And just in normal mode, pedal down. There we go. And I've got to say, the 10-speed transmission has been absolutely flawless. It's been completely unnoticeable. You know, there was a delay, you got to downshift there, let that turbo spool up and get going, but just partial pedal here, shifts down, get the instant torque, nearly instant torque and boost. There is a little delay sometimes, and sometimes more than others. You might catch it a little bit sleepy, and it takes a sec to drop down and get going. But let's put it in sport mode. If you put it in sport mode, the RPMs automatically go up just a little bit, but it's going to be more receptive and push those RPMs up higher as soon as you start to put the pedal down. You also have a tow haul mode if you are towing. Let me put the pedal down here, all the way down. And you know, you can tell you're driving a V6, a turbo. You can tell it's not a V8, doesn't have that sound, doesn't have that feel, but it's very punchy. The hybrid is very similar to that because you've got the base powertrain here plus the hybrid electric battery part of it, so you get a little bit instant torque right away, and then you can really feel the combined torque come out more in that hybrid. This still has great torque. Towing should be pretty nice considering the turbo and the amount of torque that you have to haul something around. But on a day-to-day aspect, the screen is nice. It's large, it's easy to use. I like the gauges right here, a little bit more traditional with a smaller screen. The steering is a little on the loose side. Like I said, some of these off-road oriented trucks feel a little wallowy, and the steering is that way too. It doesn't feel as dialed in as, say, the GM trucks seem to handle pretty well. This is very similar to Ford. I'd say it is very, very similar to Ford in driving dynamics in terms of feel. You got that turbo, ride comfort's very similar, the handling is very similar. Toyota, it reminds me of a Ford more than anything if I'm comparing it to one of the big three. But overall, nice riding pickup. The TRD Rally package here, more off-road oriented, so keep that in mind. And whether or not that's a perfect fit for you, leave your comments down below. But it's a nice interior, functional interior for the most part. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. Now, to wrap things up on this TRD Rally package, what do you think of this specific Rally package? Very similar to the TRD Off-road. You've got the nod with the graphics to Toyota's Baja racing history, but you've got a good amount of equipment inside. That price tag still goes up a good amount, but in the form of a functional pickup, it's still a very functional vehicle. You've got a lot of capability. You've got good power under the hood, even though it's a V6. You've got a fairly functional bed, good towing and payload capability as well, with the off-road characteristics that you get with this Rally edition. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.